it's a good thing to be here this afternoon. Is a joint interview, by the way. The manager, the manager from Famito FM is here, and Sarah online platforms here this afternoon. Jointly, we do this interview together with Senator McGill. So let's cross over to the senator and get ourselves started. Good afternoon, Senator.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here. Good afternoon to you guys. And good afternoon to my users who are listening to this simulcast.
By the way, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be always in the country. It's an exciting time. You know, we are on our first break. As you remember, the legislature is ready from the Senate. So I thought it wise to come and to speak to our citizens. And this is my first interview on your radio. So it's an exciting time. Thank you for the opportunity.
That's good. So we will take the time to say you are mostly welcome to this process. By the way, since you begin at the Liberian Senate, you are on your break before starting.
Yeah.
How was it been with you?
Well, further, let me say thanks to the people of Margibi because this is my first interview in the lower Margibi since I got elected, and I've done few interviews at the upper end in Kakata specifically. I've now had the opportunity to speak to our brother citizens in the lower part of Margibi that were warmly voted for me, even though I'm in District 2, but I had a very significant vote in the lower part of Margibi. I want to say thank you to all Margibians who voted for me. And I also want to say thanks to all the citizens because at the end of the day, it is not possible that everybody will vote for you. But I'm excited I'm now the senator of Margibi. I represent the interest of everyone. Whether or not you voted for me, but this is the time for Margibians to come together. I think party politics is over now. It is our time that we begin to build our country, let unify. That has been my message since the election. It's time for unity. Party politics is over. And I think it's an exciting time for all our Margibians. To be elected, you have been a very, very interesting 2 months. And when I got it newly, I had to, you know, whenever you go, you join a society, you are we'll call it freshman. They let you enter university for the first time. Or they're going to initiate you in a process for the first time. So you become a rookie. You don't know, you got to follow the rules, you got to understand the rules. It's been a very exciting time there. We've been able to ably represent our people in the last 2 months. As you know, it's different from the executive. Sometimes in the executive, you have absolute power because you may be a minister running your own ministry. When they have the president who you have to report to. But in the legislature, I tell you, man, everybody's fighting for their interest. And so you got to convince your friend.
Okay,
So it's a complete different scenario, different atmosphere. It's been very interesting.
How do you feel working in the legislature, knowing that you're from the executive, the kind of key role you play in the past to the legislature? How do you feel?
Well, I feel very, very, I think it's an exciting new movement for me. I feel very happy. The fact that I understand the executive very well. And the fact that one of my key responsibilities is executive oversight. So you know you're coming from somewhere and you say you have an oversight. You already know what happened in there. So that gives me an advantage because I work in the executive. And now that I have an oversight responsibility on the executive, so that gives me a lot of advantage. So it's a good thing that I'm sharing, liaising my friends. You got to lobby here and there. You got to win your friend over. You got to convince your colleagues to support your opinion. It's a very exciting moment, and I think we'll be able to do our best in the last couple of days, or couple of months.
Okay. The last time I checked, you were elected as chairperson of the Committee on Education. How is it to verify the committee beginning with the confirmation of the education minister and the rest?
You know, I have a great passion in education. I go back to my own history as a humble young man, poor boy coming from the bush of the forest, and coming to Monrovia, going to high school, right, and going to public school.
Senator, will you mind
going to public school, and so very interesting. And I made a commitment when I was running during the election. I said, if you vote for me, one of the areas I want to serve is to chair that committee.
All right, Senator. So I'm William DeSanto from the National Radio and 2 FM in Harville. You started on tour on yesterday. Many people see I'm being on PC content. What are you hearing from the ordinary citizens since you started your tour with them?
Well, I'm getting a very good response. I think people think it's a very good initiative. One of the mistakes we make is that when we get elected, we forget what the people we elected us. And we just keep going, and sometimes we don't come back to them to get their view. And people are very excited. I'm asking them to give their opinion about what is happening. They want to be part of the national conversation. And so I'm asking them to give me their opinion. It's not that we know everything and we are representing people. That's the key responsibility of being a lawmaker. You representation. Representation means you must hear from the people and go express that view, what they want in their communities. And I think my tour has given me a better picture, a better insight that we should do that most of the time. We should engage the people. And the conversation has been going very well. And especially so, I've been telling them some of the things I've been doing, giving yesterday conversation we should moderate it. And people want to know what is it I've been doing. And I said, look, listen, since I became chairman on education, I've been able to address 2 months, not sufficient, but at least 2 key pieces of legislation that have been on my committee table to make public high schools free tuition program, and to change the status of the Habel Community College to Margibi University. So it is my hope before the end of this section, the 55th first section, will be able to have a piece of legislation that will make Margibi Habel Community College to a full university of Margibi, and I'll also be able to achieve the fact that we can change the law that makes sure that all public high schools, from elementary to high school, be free tuition free. And even the university students, the President we are initiated, the WASP will now become a law, and the university tuition will also become a law.
The last time I checked, this thing about the how do you call it, the Habel College bill, it was priced by the 54th legislature,
Correct.
the House of Representatives,
Correct.
forward to the Liberian Senate for concurrence.
Yeah.
The other thing I followed through this Senate, and I saw this being placed on the agenda of the Senate. Where are we currently with this year?
Yeah, the bill is currently before my committee, and I was excited to receive a bill because mind you, in my country, so obviously I'm doing everything with the membership of my committee along. We got 2 committees going to discuss this: the committee on judiciary and the committee on education. And it is our hope that the Senate will concur very soon. So at least I think we need
You
one
mean
more
public
reading.
administration and education?
Yes, I think one more reading will be done. Then I think the final passage should be done after the third reading. So we are working. As soon as we get back, I'm going to call the committee, and I'm quite sure the next time you see will be a second reading. And before the end of this section, the bill will be passed, and Margibi will now get a full university status.
You became one of the senators as capital building that too many people are now following based on the working, the stance, some of the different things happening in government. The last time I checked, when the executive submitted a budget for the month of February, and then we presented our case, I have to say, some of the major things that the executive said needed to be, just like you said, optimizing some of the different things, and you call on lawmakers, those are the colleagues from the CDC, to now vote for the passage of some. And we didn't see anything, becoming that kind of success. It was not that successful to your extent, of which you called on your colleagues to reject, because some of the different things within that request was not necessary.
My brother, when you're working in executive, you gain a lot of experience. I was in executive before. I know where we made mistakes, and I know where we need to improve on. And sometimes people raise issues, people don't have the understanding, but we have a deep insight of a lot of things that happen. Our people got angry. The reason why CC was not returning the power is because some of this small missteps. We did a lot of achievement, but we made some small missteps along the way. And as a former member of the executive who sat close to the president and looking at the budget and realizing there was a lot of loophole in the budget. The rescue mission said they can't change the situation around. And some of the things they joke with me and say, oh man, you were there before, you didn't do it, you don't want to do it now. I said, but the reason why they both voted for you. So you can't claim that because we made mistakes, so you'll continue making the same mistakes. So I saw a lot of things. Right now we still have a problem. For instance, just a small budget for the $1 million. I give you an example. The military women, the wives of the military uh, men demonstrated. They had a budget around $2 million. I just brought it out of $2 million. Up to now, the security people did not even know we belong to the army, we belong to the police, we belong to the EPA, we belong to the NSA. You just bucket everything and you pass it. Domestic debt, bucket and you pass it. So a lot of things are bucket things and we just pass. I give an example. Now you saw me raise the issue with public works. Public works, one of the last February budget, they had around $2 million because they were included in the 100-day deliverable program. On the 100-day deliverable program, there was a $2 million allocated. Public works went beyond that. No money is available. They contracted $21 million. That's a serious constitutional violation. And when we begin to raise this thing, I wanted to see how much money was there for education. I didn't see it. How much money was there for the University of Library? I didn't see it. How much money was there for the College of Margibi? I did not see it. So a lot of things I couldn't see for the month of February. And so my conscience could not serve me right to just agree with them because a lot of things was not explained.
Were you disappointed in the action of the police? I'm talking about people.
Well, you know, I gave them the first benefit of the doubt. You know, people were telling them, some people were telling them, oh, you don't go with the budget, people will not take pay, you know, people are not taking pay for January, we want all to take pay. Some people are using pay as a pressure point to push the lawmakers. And some of them acted the way they acted. But I want to tell you, I'm quite sure this coming budget, there will be a thorough scrutiny of the budget. And some of our colleagues who voted for the budget, the way they voted was because of the prevailing situation of people using pressure. Sometimes the executive come with the budget very late. And they use this politics, you know, civil servant, I'm not taking pay. We want to make sure the civil servant take their pay. The finance minister need to be confirmed. But when you confirm them, you find out that even if they take the pay delays. So I don't think our colleagues will do the same thing. So I don't want to blame them for the first action. I want to get the benefit of the doubt. And I'm quite sure the new budget will be serious scrutiny on the budget.
Yes, I'm D. Sano Howard from Farmington Radio. I've been following you for the very first time since you won the election. You started your tour in Lower Margibi County, precisely in District Number 2. And two things I listened to you talking about, Work and Co, you talk about the educational issue, and now you raised another one about the retirement benefit for most especially you could say Firestone because Firestone got the higher number of workers in the plantation. And what I want to know from you is, because both of them say, oh, let the worker and go back, let the worker and go back. For me, I want to know, what is your own opinion?
Look, my opinion started from my doing the campaign. And one of the reasons, because I wanted the president to believe that it was important for her to move forward. Because one president we had said, look, it's time for her to put the power behind her and move forward. I totally ascribe to that belief. But as a man, sometimes you need to sit down and think and see the behavior of those who you need to pardon. Some of the actors in the war are not showing remorse for some of the things they did. And you begin to see that the country is getting more violent than it was before. And people are not attributing it to the fact that those who committed mayhem and killed during the war, and since they were not punishing, they think this is a gateway to continue to do what they were doing. Some people are even boasting. And people believe that if impunity continue to survive, and the country's future could be in trouble because young people would not believe that they can kill people and walk away free. Because even the young people, some of them did not participate in the war. You see people killing their friends all around the place. So I sincerely believe that we should take some action so justice can be served, so it can serve as a deterrent for future action. You know, listen to some of the people threatening people and say, if you do the one to me, we'll go by in the bush, we'll do this. Going by the bush does not serve anybody well. So because of that, and because of my own experience I had to go through so many accusations. Some people think that, oh, McGill stole money, McGill did this, McGill did that. I believe people should account for their stewardship, but in a more constitutional way, in a more legal way. So that's the reason why I support both the establishment of the court, the two courts, the economic crime court. I don't think there will be a joint court because I do not believe that economic crime in Liberia is an international crime. I think it's purely domestic, based on our law. And as a senator, and some of my colleagues believe that we should establish a fast-track corruption court that deal with economic crime issue. It has no international bearing, but the war crimes that have an international bearing, with the international crimes, will be treated in a different fashion in the criminal court that deal with corruptions and other economic crime consistent with the laws of Liberia will also be established. So we'll establish two codes, and we'll deal with it in different ways. And the war crime court, they have an international connection. Liberia subscribed to so many UN conventions and other conventions, which is consistent with our constitution. So therefore, the establishment of that court, like instead of don't have a UN backing, Liberia court can also have a UN backing. And based on that, those who committed crime can go and answer, because the court will also be a court that you can go and a lot of guys someone who are going to court, they have vindicated themselves. So if you know you didn't kill somebody or somebody lied on you, when you go to the court, you will get vindicated. And I said more people, if Taylor could be carried, Taylor could face justice for crime in Sierra Leone. Why not face the same justice for crime committed in Liberia? Sierra Leoneans are not better than Liberians.
Senator, some would argue that you already have a position regarding the establishment of the courts. Why, reach out to your people to get their view when you already have a position?
It's still important. My view, everybody have a view, but I represent the people, and so I want to get the people's view.
But you already have a position.
No, the people's view, my view, not necessarily. As a human being, as a person, I need to have a view, but I want to listen to the broader view of the people of Margibi. If the Margibi people passionately believe that, yeah, in the Senator, you want war crime court, but we the citizens of Margibi don't want war crime court. That can help me sway my position and say, you know what, yeah, I want a court, but my people don't want it. God represent the vice.
So if the majority say we do not need a court, you would definitely
there will be a difficult decision for me. But so far, since I've been going around, the majority have said that they want a court.
What are some of the reasons they give you?
Well, some of the things I've been saying, but people think that they don't want impunity. Some people think that it will serve as a deterrent. That's one of the things I made that I say in community. A young boy girl today say, you were not born doing the war. But he see among his friends, even young friends of his, someone then killing their friend and say, "Look, nothing will happen to me," because they believe that has been a culture. They grow in a society where they believe that you can kill somebody and war free, nothing happen to you. So young people are saying, "Look, listen, someone not around, but we'll see what happening." Go in the community, people somehow just to go fight somebody fighting a friend and kill the person. So nothing happen. Some people think that if we don't do it, a lot will happen even that we not expect.
Let me take it back to the capital. Before talking about the budget, your own take regarding the job budget submitted by the executive. The other day during the confirmation hearing, I followed the different hearings, church by you, and some other hearing within the Senate. The Liberia Civil Aviation Authority, that confirmation hearing was kind of tough. At some point in time, you expressed your dissatisfaction, your disappointment in the people nominated by the president. And I remember you saying these people will not be confirmed based on the different presentation.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Senate.
How would I then
unfortunately, the Senate majority view. I sincerely believe that the guy did not have the requisite qualification. You see, civil aviation is quite different from airport management. Most of the guys lack civil aviation knowledge, and so they could not even explain themselves. That you more on the question I asked the guy who was Mr. Dennis. I asked Mr. Dennis whether he had a civil aviation knowledge. He said no. He said, but he had collaborated with it. And one simple question I asked him, Look, tell me what is the requirement for aircraft flying in Liberia? The safety requirement in terms of how old the aircraft should be to fly in Liberia. You couldn't even tell me, so you're gonna find out. That's a simple thing. You're supposed to know that. Again, you're managing RIA, you should know. That's a simple requirement that you know. So the safety, because they do safety and regulation. The rule of civil aviation was safety and regulation. Plane flying into Liberia, plane flying your citizen. I think it's just that you gotta follow modern days conversation. The guy who is in civil aviation should know exactly what happened. I asked him a question: why is it that plane can fly from Liberia to America? You should know that. I mean, he couldn't explain. I know he had this book that he read, so he just read it and wrote it and came to us and started explaining. So I said, well, stop reading. I want you to give me your own experience. Start reading it. Like you ain't glad you want to spy. So I said, start reading. Give me your own experience. But the guy was not really convincing. But in the end, the majority felt, Labrador being Labrador, majority felt, well, the man went to the airport before. Whether 2 times, well, he was fired several times. I mean, he was dismissed. For whatever reason, he said Ellen dismissed him.
You voted for a confirmation?
I think I've seen for that confirmation because, yeah, I think so because I was not too happy, and the chair came to me and said, "Oh man, blah 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 blah." Let you get their own politics. Everybody know everybody begging for everybody.
Couple executive.
Yeah, couple executive calling you begging. Oh, the man been there before. You want another man. You want the old man to come, you want to kill the old man, all that kind of story. Labrador being Labrador, you want somebody to go die. Oh, that McGill stop me from getting my job. So I hope they will do more. The only good thing here is Labrador not like where you get plane flying every day. In Labrador, the country where you get plane flying every day, like Ghana, like Senegal or Kenya, will have serious problem because see the quality of plane, the pilot, the lessons in your pilot. Only thing you gotta know, my brother, if a pilot does not have a landing right in Liberia, you can't land the plane. Because the way you're gonna get clearance. No pilot land in Liberia if you don't have a landing right. Because your pilot can lose their lesson for landing in Liberia. So I say, oh, so somebody bring old plane and go Liberia only you will qualify the plane to come in Liberia. And the guys don't want to get out and read it. So it made me a little bit afraid, but again, Liberia being Liberia. Everybody know everybody, so it's a tough thing,
Yeah, so Senator, with this confirmation from the Liberia civil
I'm just hearing again that the guy, some of the guys they appointed to LA to run the airport tourist, someone don't even have the qualification again of what I'm hearing. But we'll get there again with I see tough question.
Do you support the asset recovery, Senator?
Oh yeah, I do support it. Look, I'm a man who believes in justice. But like I said today to one of the Thai center, one of the intellectual center I went was that look. You see, there's a small conflict between the committee that was set up plus the LSCC. The LSCC was established by act of legislature. It has a statute. It has some authority. And people now believe that there is some overlapping of function. This group that was created by an executive order. Executive order can only exist where there is no law. And then you create a law for 1 year, then you give that law power. But you can't take somebody, you can't take statutory authority and reduce the executive order and give it to somebody else to go perform.
Remember, the Senator, the CDC government gets in 2018. You established the
yeah, but you gotta honor the asset recovery will honor Ministry of Justice. The Ministry of Justice, the Solicitor General Office was responsible, and we're not just going after President Corruption Day. Mind you, Justice Ministry also had the power to prosecute corruption. Right. What not by is by an executive order. So Justice Ministry was doing asset recovery. They were going after, we didn't say go after Ellen Johnson people. They were going after even 25 years. Because one of the things they did was that they went even way in the 70s. People who took money away from Liberia trying to recover some stolen money from Liberia. They're not just targeted. Like the way they're doing this, okay, just go for drug we have people. Somebody will get hurt here. Go ask the man, how you be a hurt? People challenge it. Because the process is good, but the method could be problematic. So we support asset recovery, but probably the method could lead to some conflict. And so we hope they will do it right. There will be no witch hunts. One is doing it right, people submit themselves. But if you came to me and say, man, where you be a horse? How you got money to be a horse? You gotta first of all say I committed a crime. Because the man who come in to ask me how you be my horse, you gotta tell me how you be your own horse first. Because everybody not working. You don't tell me how you be all in asking me how I be.
But they are part of a team, and in fact, they've been empowered by the president through their.
I do agree. What I'm saying, do it right. If it's not done right, there could be legal challenges here and there. But I think the answer because nobody against it. Nobody should be and will be against a legal process. We say from time to time that when you serve in public space, you should be accountable to the public when you are calling for.
The other day, the Secretary General said people from the CDC, the way our officials should not submit to the answer recovery.
No, I say, then I come back to the same thing I said today. There's an issue of legality. Under whose authority should we submit ourselves? The CDC Secretary General believes that the team does not have the legal power because LSCC already has have that power. Is LSCC function. He believes that it's the LSCC function that the team is trying to usurp. So he thinks that CDC officials should submit themselves to LSCC that has a statutory responsibility to investigate issue of corruption. So he was looking for car, people, property, government property, physical asset, vehicle, just name it. That group can do it. But if you talk about fighting corruption, then you gotta go to LSCC because
they are not there basically to fight corruption, they're there to retrieve government.
So that's two different things, but it's still going to fight corruption now. Because my house is not government asset. Let's just soon McGill house. McGill house is not government asset. Except McGill is connected to a crime. And you believe that the proceeds of that crime through the proceeds I built my house. Then you try to connect everything. Then you say, well, they may build house because McGill stole money from here and use that money to build a house. So we're gonna connect all two. So
but I want to ask a further question on what Howardson asked. When it comes to the confirmation hearing of people, designated by the president or appointed by the president, we saw in the WIA-led government, someone was appointed by the president by them to head the scene, I think LCAA or so, and that they don't raise an issue that the person was not qualified for the job and he was denied, and he went back to the States. And then I listened to you talking about people coming, the credentials are being different from the airport, and you're saying it's about Liberia, in the news. So I don't know.
I know what I'm saying. Is that you get started, you need to see how to confirm.
Maybe you needed you to lobby with the colleagues.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, sometimes maybe my lobby was not too strong. Yeah, but at least, it's a tough thing. When people get a majority, they can always exercise the majority, the one exercise the majority.
And I think the CDC is majority in
No, we are about 10%. We don't have the majority. But as a single party here, we get more members than each individual party. CDC has more members. But in totality, we get 10. We have 10. It's almost, we are currently 29 senators. Because one president, the vice president now was his space is open. So we are currently 29 senators. So see, it's almost 19 other senators who are not citizens. So we are around with 11. Yeah, we are around with 11. It's almost 18 other senators who are not citizens. So in the end, they may make a decision based on what they believe in their opinion at the time is correct. And they will vote the way they want to vote. They can't stop it. They can make all the issues. That time, they don't made a point. Sedition, they want to be constructive. So sedition joined it. And at that time, CDC only was 7 senators in the Senate. Other senators who were supporting CDC were not sedition, but they could take CDC position. And they felt that the guy did not have the requisite qualification, so they did not confirm it. But in this instance, even with the argument made, some people say, well, President Sali appointed this gentleman, he served at the airport 2 times. But my argument was, yeah, I do agree with Mr. Dennis served at the airport 2 times. But to be an airport manager and to be a civil aviation chief, They're two different things. And the law says, the statute says you must have qualification in civil aviation. And they guy have no qualification in civil aviation. You know, you need some kind of qualification, you know, something, you know, everybody can come. They call some kind of terminology, you assess something like that, you know, it's like a degree they get, and you go define it for you to understand what it means. They say they know everything about what it is.
Sometimes to check.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about the budget update. The executive submitted the draft national budget. I mean the 2024 draft national budget. Below the budget, CDC submitted in December. It was 600 million. And I have read through the different portions of the budget. And there are so many institutions in Margibi which you are representing. How do you see the budget on the or they will talk about the different institutions in Margibi?
Well, you know, initially, just from the overview, you know, the budget, I think we got a few copy of the budget, electronic copy. We are assessing and analyzing the budget because before I speak on the budget, which I want to do next week before we open, I want to get all the major issues. I'm interested in more support education. I see area in the budget that I think needs to be reduced. I saw the level of support education is not very substantial. I think education there was a rise of 7 million from the last budget for 98
million to 105.
Yeah, I think that was the 105 was 7 million. I think that is insignificant. But want to see which area of the budget it would, especially in the educational side, we can support. So I'm doing the analysis. I'm not spoken officially on the budget because I want to get most of the detail, and then I'll make a statement. And I intend to do that before we open, maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday officially I will speak to that. But you know, I wanted to see whether we capture volunteer teachers. I didn't see that. I'm not seeing that. And I'm asking the finance minister to give me more detailed information on whether or not volunteer teachers were captured. And some of our health workers, I think health got 11 million increase. I want to know which part of the health area is affected or have been affected. Because they want it, you know, it's not like you can put money in the budget for sending anything and they can get the money. We experience that doing the last administration, even not us. For whatever reason, I don't know. Or in executive, I will not pay much attention to the budget implementation. But this I want to pay key attention to budget implementation, especially when it comes to health and education. Because those are critical areas. You know, people make promises they will take people on board running campaign and say we harmonize our vote, they harmonize their salary, they harmonize our vote, we make harmonization as an issue. So all these things I'm trying to assess them. Then I'll make a formal official position on the budget by next week.
Okay. While doing so, I would love you to take into consideration the Harbor College, the CH1, because the reconstruction of the CH1, I remember in the past budget, there was some money allotted for this college.
That's another area I want to check.
I look at a little of 500 thousand allotted to the Harbor College. Maybe you could look at some of the different things you're advocating for the people. But Senator, before we come back in Margibi, before we talk about some of the different things, some of the campaign promises to the people during the October election, some of the different things you've been able to achieve physically in Margibi. The issue at the Liberian Senate with some of the different persons appearing for confirmation hearing, disclosing some of the different things. The other day I followed the process with the situation in King Job. You are a senator. You are not just a senator from Margibi. Looking at the situation, what happened in King Job, and knowing that this government inherited some of the different things, most especially the new agreement with the BMI, what's the state? That's the state.
Well, you know, my brother, it's not difficult to deal. I mean, it is difficult to deal with the interests of people. History shows that from time to time, there's always crisis between management and the employee or the citizen, because people have expectations. Once you have a concession in a community, people expect more from the concession there. Because when concessions are coming to the country, one of the big promises they made is, give me the concession, I will employ more people. So people want jobs. People want to benefit from the natural resources of their area. So when the concession comes and people begin to see that they're not benefiting, you see agitation. Even during our administration, there was a lot of confusion I can do. We went on several times to settle those issues. So I'm not surprised that the issues are still coming out, and it will continue to come out, even after President Walker's administration. The next administration, and there will still be issues. But sometimes we the people too that manage the situation. For instance, you can't destroy the very thing that you asked for the people to build. And so you gotta manage all two, because if the company leaves, then we also have a major problem that more people who are working and not working again, and the government can employ them. So it's my only hope that the people and the management and the leadership will be able to sit down and find a solution, because that's the only way out. Because I don't care what you do. Like for instance, they're asking dismiss an employee. That's not going to be a solution. You find out man, next day they'll build it, no problem. The king is saying, okay, we want to build, President we are saying, build this road, put down the road from the main road to King George all the way. Put that was built there. They asked they want a vocational school. They built a vocational school. Now they believe that things are not going the way they wanted. We can't take the law in our hand. The only thing I always ask for a peaceful resolution. I was seeing the same thing today with so many guys on Firestone. Before I became elected, when I was running the election, Firestone people came to me. There was a case between Firestone management and the employee, which has been at the Supreme Court for almost 11 years. We can't continue to go this way.
And what is that case?
There was a case between
the
PPD launch or case issue, and they didn't win. They did not win. And I was saying we can't continue to go this way. We gotta find a solution. We gotta do. Why I don't want to speak too much on the King George issue. I only want to encourage the leadership and the people to see peace and negotiation as an option.
Okay.
Because people die. Because the people die. So when the people die, they die for nothing. Nobody want to pay anything for them. They want to say, well, it was a riot and people die. People should not have died if people sit there and talking.
Now, Safran, we play host to one of Margibi senators and personal advisor from McGill. Senator, let's come back to Margibi. During the campaign period, you campaign through the 5-year campaign of Margibi, winning with a little over 50,000 votes. Since your election, what are some of the different things you've been able to achieve? I'm talking about tangible things that people can see, the physical things you've been able to do.
Well, I just been in office for 2 months, and it took me over 1.5 months to even have to get an office space. You see, I renovated my office for almost 1.5 months. So now that I have an office space, and
at the
Capitol building, I have a place now to sit. We have a physical office that people can go and say, this is the office of the senator. And mind you, I'm an opposition senator now. So to be in opposition, there's a price for it. And all campaign, I might give people, please don't make me an opposition. You already put that for me. I beg you, don't make me an opposition. Because you make me opposition, things will be tough. African politics, once you are in opposition, the ruling party will do everything to suppress you. But we are strong people, we are resilient people. We'll still do the little that we can do. We'll be able to continue a small minor program here and there. In the last 2 months, we paid for school fees. I'm doing renovations of some schools in the Sinta area. And those are just minimum things we started doing. But we got 9 years to go. And we are fighting to see how, one of the major things, to see how we can get the bill passed. Students cannot pay school fees. Because that will alleviate the problem on thousands of our parents. It will provide an opportunity for thousands of young girls to go to school, including Margibi students, to go to school free and get an education. I'm talking to the Minister of Education and say, look, listen, my minister, most of the time our children come for to get international scholarship. We get brilliant students from Margibi, so when they apply because they don't know anyone, they don't have the opportunity to be qualified. So when the children come from Margibi come to me and say, we've been applying for scholarship at the Ministry of Education, but we have never won. Because we know nobody there. Now that I am the chair on Margibi, I'm going to be very transparent. Not because you don't have to come on Margibi if I speak for you. But if I know you want a scholarship, and for the people that deny you because nobody knows you, that will not be the case. All those things are going to change, and now people will have opportunity. But I still need time to do a lot. Being in opposition is tough because you gotta maneuver your way and find.
Someone say you just for ruling establishment barely 2 months ago. Why you so complaining about being opposition?
No, the reason why I'm complaining is that I've not stopped doing the little I can do. I'm still helping people.
Were there promises made to the people during your campaign?
Yeah, the promise I made to them. There's so many things I'm trying to deliver on. I said when I win, I will make sure. But I will. I said vote for me and vote for President. We are. Because I know my influence in the city government is very normal. I could get things done very easily. And that's the reason why I said don't make me opposition. But now I'm opposition, so I can keep complaining. I gotta do what I can do.
So it appears that you might not fulfill some of majority of the promises because
but one of the major promises was make school fee free. School fee free was one of the major promises that we made. And I want to tell you, the good news is that President Parker himself believes that education is a national security issue. So we align in that area. So I think I will achieve that. I'm going to achieve that. And so why I could not achieve that, I can't give people a job. That will be difficult because more people want job. People can't do me one job. I can't get anybody joining UP government. That's not possible. But in terms of achieving my major election promise that school fee will be free and people will go to private don't believe that that's a good thing to do. And the president himself believes that that's a good thing to do. So I'm on the road of achieving that major campaign promise.
Senator, do you see yourself achieving the promise, I think, to Wheeler or so about the road pay?
We road.
I think the road in Wheeler.
Of course, that road will be done. There's a lot of that road from Bolokwele to Bolokwele to Sigita.
Okay.
That road will be done. That road is on a contract by public works. The public work people. The reason why I couldn't achieve it by myself, but what I did, we were able to get public work to sign an agreement with the contractor. So the current public work minister said you're gonna finance the project, so it will be achieved. And besides, I'm a member of the public work committee also, so it will be achieved. The road will be achieved. We are working on a process of making sure the road from Bolola to Basel to the Gibi district is also paved. We're working on that. So I believe that before my first 6 years, I think that road will start. And we're getting commitment from the Ministry of Public Works, and that road should be done.
Senator, the other day I remember the 2022-2023 graduation, the Harvard Medical actually promised those graduates about sponsoring. Where are we, Senator?
The children get problem. I saw someone today at the Thai Center in Kenwan. I said to them, two things I said to them. I encourage you to go to college, especially University of Liberia. Because University of Liberia is a tuition-free university. I encourage you to go. Once you take your entrance, you pass the entrance, you come to me, we will pay your fees. We will pay your fees. Few of them came by. I said, if you don't have money to do your registration for your entrance, come to me, we'll raise money to pay your registration fee. None of them came to me to raise money, so my assumption was that they have money to go do that registration. The few of them that came to my office and said we want to go do our registration, we did give them money to go do that registration. Few of them came back. And I said to the other ones that I met, if you're not registered, still come back to my office. We are still open to help. That's my passion. I want to help. And I'm going to do a lot. The last time in Canada, I made the same remark, but I'm not doing tuition free for everybody. I'm doing a scholarship program. If you get 80%, in your semester average, you come to my office, especially in public school, we pay your school fees. But if school fee become free, then we gotta now focus on different schools, especially private schools. So we're gonna help more people.
Let's look at the neighbors.
Let's come to two issues. You talk about road, the Borora road. Let me take you to Kakata. Under the CDC government, they promised that they're going to pave Kakata. The citizens didn't see that happening. Now you are seated. During the 2023 campaign, there was similar promise from you.
Yeah, but when the politician sees I won, but I can't control the little party on their priority program. Everybody got different priority. When President we made RIA road priority. You can see the road coming. The road you can see everybody road going. That was a major program President we would do. 12 years, they only had an overpayment of a small 2-lane road, or not necessarily. Under President, we always say will be a 4-lane, you see it coming. Under President Wakai, I don't know whether paving major streets will be a priority. But my priority will continue on the fact that it's easier one, that commitment would have been fulfilled. What I said was, because the leaders of Margibi did not pay much attention in running after the program, so the program did not happen. But when you elected me as senator, and CC is in power, and as senator of Margibi, it was only imperative that I will make sure that CC government fulfill that promise. Unfortunately, we did not win. But we'll keep pushing it. I think Senator Nuke and I have said, look, can the government initiate and make sure? They could say, no, they're not priority for us. We're not doing country program. But I still think we should do program budgeting. That's some of the argument we're making. That, look, if you say you want to carry road, we will not decide how many roads we want to carry. If Basel say the one road, might give you two to the one road. If you building road in the southeast, you gotta get Margibi. We gotta identify a major road that might gotta be done in Margibi. Because my job is to fight for Margibi. The senator from the southeast will fight for that county. I have to fight for Margibi because people live here. Now we are fighting for the good news is that the president pro tem has said Yomni Kanga should be visiting the Gibi area. We should be visiting the Gibi area because I'm saying to her, very soon we gotta build a road from Kakata to Basso through Gibi. And if we can achieve that, that will be a paved road. I mean, asphalt pavement from Kakata through Borola to Wong to Grand Basso. So she has agreed that she and I will go and visit the people in the Gibi area because that place is almost remote. So my Gibi is gonna have a lot of benefit, and we're gonna use our relationship because that relationship, info and contact, to make this thing happen. Because we are Texas Center. Besides that, we have 103 lawmakers. Yeah. Everybody fighting for that area. So it's going to take persuasion, relationship, to make sure that we get some benefit through for Margibi County.
Did you ever talk about the unification city road before?
Unification city road?
The main route in the unification city where you pass
in the town.
Did you ever talk about that?
When we put campaigning, we make campaign promises. We say we'll win. But I see we have not won the election. But mind you, I get 9 years and there are a lot of things we can do. I can do everything in the first 2 months. It is my dream to make Margibi better. I'm trying to build, one of my first projects I'm trying to do is I want to build a student center. But it will require 2 student centers, one in the lower end, one in the upper end. So my first major project I want to do it in the upper end because there is no student center there. I want to get a student center with library and people can go. We're still doing the design. I don't know how much it's going to cost me, but it's a national project I want to do. People are asking me what they say you want to do as the senator for the county. That is the first thing I want to do. I want to do something historical, a landmark in Margibi County we can do 1 year. Before I even ran, I was talking to a friend to see what we could build a park, a playground right around Unification Center. I still have that dream, but again, we'll see what happens.
Okay, Senator, let's talk about the labor sector, taking into consideration Margibi is a concession area, looking at Jetty, Fires, and the rest of the other people within Margibi. We'll talk about Jetty specifically, but Senator, I want us to pay attention to this reason why. I remember in the 54 legislature, they amended Section 22 of the December Act to some other sections of the December Act. They passed that to the Senate for concurrence. Today, that is still in community work. People in fires, workers in fires, retirees, they still feel like they are not being treated well by the people. You are one of the many senators with influence at the Senate. What is your role regarding this? I remember the Senator Nuke plays on the floor the other day. Why are you saying that?
The good thing is that Senator Nuke is the co-chair on the committee on labor. I'm also a member of that committee. So that's a good thing. So there are 2 issues. If you follow the confirmation of the Minister of Labor, I raised the issue. And I specifically asked the Minister a question. Do you think it's a good idea that people work for a company and when they reach the retirement age, they change the age, they say, look, you work for my company X. When you reach 25 years in working, we'll retire you and give you all our benefit. And that person gets 25 years, say, oh no, we can't get the benefit now, you gotta go to Social Security. Social Security say, no, but you gotta reach 65 years old. I think you think it's a good idea That's a good practice. And that's all categorically no. And I think that law is not good. And that particular issue will have to be addressed. So the fact that the committee, because we're in the 54th, they just returned the bill to the committee on labor. And the chair of that committee is Senator Yaya Nimle. And Senator Nuke is co-chair. I'm a member of that committee. So we're going to fight for our people to make sure we change the law around. When a man works for a company, and the rule is when you get at the age of when you reach 25 years in working for that company, you're supposed to get a benefit. That company should pay a benefit. We can't go by social security to pay. I think that's very unfair. And I think we're going to correct that in the act.
There are reports that Firestone is allegedly not living up to the collective bargaining agreement with workers. A recent Firestone sent some of the workers within the plantation on annual leave, according to them. And some of the workers said their rights were violated. With the mind that Firestone didn't give them their money when they were sending them on leave. Because the law says when you are sending a person on leave, you should have to pay the person at the time you send them. But Firestone will live by that. Another one is Firestone is not living up to the collective bargaining agreement, which the worker union chairperson said the other day. That some of the things that Firestone said within the bargain, they are not living up to. Do you have any?
With the management. Look, in life, when you agree to do something, you gotta do it. I've not read the collective bargaining agreement. I've not had a conversation with the worker union. I intend to do that. But I do believe when you have an agreement, you should live by the agreement. I think everything that Firestone agreed to do, they should do it. That is my view. They should do it. And I hope to meet with the workers very soon. Part of my break, I intend to have a meeting. I intend to visit most of the divisions that I went to do in the election that I campaigned to. Because Firestone has the biggest employment for Margibi City. And so we want to make sure that both Firestone and the workers will live by whatever agreement they have.
Okay. Senator, have you been to Jetty? Jetty over Firestone?
Of course, I've been there.
Have you read the agreement between the government and Jetty?
No, I haven't read the agreement, but I see a massive work being done. I see Jetty for a lot of people. And I see Jetty doing a massive lot of work in the Wheeler area. So I've not had a complaint from the workers thus far since I've been going there. And so I don't know what the issues are. But I've been there and I see a lot of good things happening there.
Someone said the other day that the senator has a connection. So with the camera Jetty to Margibi, they say you got some hand. They say you got all the things.
No, but listen to me. I think Jetty coming to Labrador was a good thing. And President, we have met Firestone and Senator Firestone. You've been here for all these years. You'll never build a factory to say main Labrador. We don't have tire yet. And Jetty came to the government then when I was minister and said, look, I want to bring a tire factory in Liberia. But I'm going to Africa my investment. And we convened Jetty said, no, it will not be a good thing. Bring the factory here, employ some of our people. Let make a strip. But Jetty said by 2026, 27, Liberia should be producing tires. We thought that was a good idea. And we encourage Jetty to come to Liberia to do an investment in Liberia. So in that context, yes, I did encourage Jetty, but I don't have any investment in Jetty project.
Okay, we just hope that Senator, you could read the act or you could read the agreement between Jetty and that of the government, so that people in Margibi, not just those closer to Jetty, can benefit from their social corporate responsibility.
That's correct.
Okay, Senator, if I remember the other day, the Association of Community will submit a bill at the House of Representatives. Yes. They submitted a bill seeking lawmakers to apportion 1% of the budget to community.
Which budget?
1% of the national budget to community radio stations. If this bill is passed to them, 1% of the national budget. That is. Oh yes, that was what is submitted.
Let me see the math.
So if if
Let me
that
tell
if
you,
that
only
is
1%
passed,
national
Senator,
budget.
Senator, if that is passed at the House of
No, I
Representatives.
want to see what 1% national budget is. Because community
Yeah.
radio,
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, so if you will be talking about
you're asking for 1% in national budget, so the budget go to 1 billion now. You're asking for 1
1%
billion.
of the budget, oh yes, community radio, Senator, you know, they are part of you know, the larger society that help government to send out information to educate the people about some of the different things.
Yeah, if it is 7 million, you
No,
have
but I'm
7
saying
million.
there was 700 million.
700 million, not 7.
He's done for 700.
So, Senator, do you support
He's
government
done for 7
government
million
funding?
7 million now.
Senator, Senator,
He's
Senator.
done for 7 million naira, man. That's plenty of money.
I'm on that. I'm
You
on
have
that.
that,
Stage.
yeah.
Small, Senator.
The whole Africa get 5 million. Okay,
The entire country.
They get 7 million.
But that is the entire country.
That's a lot of money.
Community radio. Do you support the art of national government funding community?
No, I support. Let me just say, one of the ideas I have is that, look, we could employ more Liberians, we'll get incentives to local businesses. And I raised that way, the Minister of Finance. Let me just take your community radio here. How many people working with you here?
We have about 12 persons.
So like 12%. Now, if the government give you incentives and say, look, because you have 12 person working with you, every equipment you buy in Liberia will get duty free. Because when you buy equipment, you pay duty for them, correct?
Sure.
Will get duty free. But giving duty free, you gotta employ at least 20% or 25%. If you have maybe 100 or 1,000 community radio in Liberia, and you employ 12%, like 12,000 people, and maybe you pay them minimum $100 because now you become a serious business and government supporting you. You put more people to work. If you have 1,000 cassava farmers and you get incentives and get an opportunity to bring some loan and do something, and you say each cassava farmer will employ 25%, that 25,000 people will be having jobs. You put more people to work. So instead of waiting for big companies, foreign companies to get incentives, and you can get incentives to small businesses, you get more Liberians employed. And when more Liberians employed, they can pay personal income tax. You know what I'm saying? So the personal income tax could offset even some of the incentives you are giving to people. So I totally support the fact that local businesses should be giving incentives and giving some support. Because financing is another problem in Liberia. People don't have money to do that financing. You can't go somewhere and take loan to open your business. More Liberians will be employed if we can find opportunity to give. If we can give greater opportunity to small businesses in Liberia.
And we
So
hope
I
that
totally support that.
we hope that this 55th legislature will see something to do with the interests of community.
Yeah, we can do that, but 1% of the budget is too much.
Maybe it could be reduced, and that's a proposal from community.
Because when you go to 1 billion, you talk about 10 million now. 1 billion.
426%.
Yeah.
All right. So
0347-969696 0347-969696. You be live, please. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name? Where you come from? What is it?
And I want to appreciate Honorable McGill. Going to be so distinct on my to come back to appreciate the people and to support views for them as it relates to the issue of national concern. And I think the boss be celebrated as one of the senators. The good senators have done that. So thank you, Honorable McGill, as you go through your break. Pray that you continue to move to compassion and continue your leadership. That is what tomorrow has no regret. Continue to our people 2023 asking them to vote you.
Okay, thank you. Let me talk to another person. Good evening. Let's hear you. Welcome.
Good evening, Howard, and let me speak to finalists and as what we are getting. My name is Aloy P. Flomo Jr., and I joined the discussion currently from Havel. I listened to the senator, and he spoke lengthily, most especially the issue that has to do with election is focal. But I have few exceptions in some of those things he made mention about. And number one has to do with the road project. The question that William Central posted to him. During the campaign, he told the people of Upper Margibi, more especially Kakatara, is going to face the various communities. and he said it on the radio that because President Weah did not win, so that project is not a major project to be implemented. But at the same time, telling us that he will be working with Senator Pro-Tempore to visit the wrong and give it back. So I see some level of contradiction.
Okay, thank you. So the senator will address that. This person, good evening. Let's
Yeah,
hear you.
good evening.
Let's hear you quickly.
Cousin, there's a people when I joined from Cardiff Street.
30 seconds.
Yeah, they may appreciate the senator, but my concern have been drawn to some promises that were made in the campaign period, more especially the Cardiff Street Public School, and some, elaboration that he made. That's why recently.
What was the promise? What was the promise at Cardiff Public School?
He promised that he's going to pay all the school fees of Cardiff, the students of Cardiff Public School, but up to now, within a year, and from the day, Margibi,
They can pay school fee in public school?
Yeah, now, one day come back to promise, to appreciate the
Was it
favor
registered there
of
or
Margibi
school fee?
country.
Okay.
And he promised the student up to now, he had not addressed anything.
So the senator will address that. Let me talk to another
I
person.
think it was registered there.
Good morning.
Good evening.
Good evening, brother. Sorry. Good evening. Good evening. Take it as weakest first.
My name is Bruce Kaplan, and I'm calling from Delaware.
Let's hear you, James.
This evening, I'm so excited to listen to Margibi past songs, instance in a second. But my issue has to do with he becoming sustainable ground here that Nukwe did in the past, wherein Nukwe knew that everybody could not go to the office, but he created a condition that has no supplementary payroll. How McGill is intending to keep young people who support,
I mean, just tell the man, say that the man create supplementary payroll back. That, then be passing everyone. Yeah, just tell the man to create a thing. The senator will look around. Good evening. Let's hear you.
To our senator or doesn't follow my name is Daniel Farr. Senator, I must appreciate you for your spirit elaboration on issues confronting our people today. When it comes to my issue on the war ground code, Senator, I got encouraged